All right, is Bitcoin and stock market going to head to a new all-time high now? Today I'm talking about because we've just had some great new employment job numbers. Look at this. For the fourth month in a row, jobs under Trump is beating market expectations, yada, yada, yada. US economy added a stronger than expected 140,000 jobs and unemployment rate fell to 4.1%. But how did the market react to this? Let's have a look how the market reacted. Look at this. Can we believe in the market's reaction? There was, initially, it came down and then popped back up again and now down slightly once again as well. So it's been yo-yoing up and down. What does all this mean? First of all, if the market came in, if the job numbers came in weak, we would have the market jump up. Like what happened the day before? I'm recording this on Thursday, noontime, US, right? So this was on Wednesday when the ADP job numbers came in really low, right? And the market jumped. The market just jumped because they expect the Fed to be cutting rates because jobs are tanking. But today, because the jobs came in stronger, much stronger than expected, so the dollar went up, interest rates 2-year went up, and Bitcoin came down. Stocks came down, but then Bitcoin rallied up, stocks rallied up, and then Bitcoin pulled back. Well, so what's going to happen in the market? I just want everyone to keep in mind something, right? Keep in mind this. Well, what's going to happen next? First of all, for SP 500, for the spider, right? There's no pullback. It just gap up and it keeps on going up. Like, look at this, right? Unlike Bitcoin, there's no pullback. Gap up and keeps on going up. Why is that? Well, because the job numbers today is really good for the stock market if you are only into the stock market. The reason is because the stock market cares about the strength of the economy, not just about printing money. So with today's numbers, we had lower unemployment rate from 4.3% unemployment, it fell to 4.1%. Right, from 4.3% fell to 4.1%, and created more jobs as well. And not only that, on top of it all, the jobs added, the wages paid per hour actually went down as well. So that means inflation is low, jobs are growing, and unemployment is falling back. That's really great for the stock market, right? Really great for the stock market because the stock market wants Goldilocks numbers. They want the economy to be still growing. They don't want to see jobs slow down. They don't want to see a recession. But also they want to see inflation to be coming down, which is everything they're getting right now. And that's why we're having this keep number, right? Keep on pushing up, no pullback. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, doesn't really care about if the economy is strong or not. Bitcoin cares more about if the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates or it's going to do quantitative easing QE or not, which is printing of the dollar. And the Fed, based on today's results, would likely delay a rate cut in July because job market is still so strong. There's no reason for them to cut. But I just want to show you guys something. Check this out, because every time when the job number comes out, and NFP jobs number comes out, it gets revised down by like 100,000 jobs every time. So is this number fake, right? Can we trust in these numbers? Where is Bitcoin headed and where is the stock market headed in the next few weeks or a month? Before we answer that question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are, right? That means the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, CIA, FBI, nobody can see you. That's why I made this link with them, this deal. Deposit and get 20% bonus, right? So deposit 100 USD, get 20 USDT futures bonus. Deposit $1,000, get 200 USDT futures trading bonus, right? Just by trading, win a MacBook Pro, iPhone 16, Apple Watch, and just by being top 20 of the Pablo competition, not the whole exchange competition, just the Pablo competition, and you also get to win the prize. Okay, So now this is for limited time only, finishes on 11th of July. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on another platform, that's okay. Just click on my profile page. And here we are. There's my link tree or Stan link. We click onto that and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And remember, folks, it's on the Pablo He-Man link only on the Pablo He-Man link. So, we've explained SPY, and here is Bitcoin. So I've explained the situation with Bitcoin. That means delayed rate cuts. That means delayed rate cuts and delayed QE or end of QT. So this effect is more pronounced on Ethereum. We can see a potential topping tail forming. I mean, you guys can probably see the time right here. This is Friday morning, Asian time zone, or midday Thursday time zone. So I don't know how this candle is going to close. We're about another 7 or 8 hours away from this candle closing. But as you can see, the Bitcoin price has already moved just in the last 2 minutes. Whilst I was talking to you guys, it was around here before, right? 109,200, and now it's at 109,660. So if we get a topping tail close, like a close around below 109,200, then I would think we're coming back into this bull flag or this zone. And if that happens, then I would say there's a good chance we retest the 100K area again, depending on the close today. This wasn't it was a very good result for the stock market, but it was only a 50-50 result for Bitcoin. I mean, the jobs report today that just came out. So if we get a topping tail close, then I think, we don't know yet, maybe for another 6 or 7 hours. If we do get a close below 109.2K, then I do think we come back. And if we do come back into this bull flag, then that's a big fake out. That's a obvious and big fake out. If that does happen, then I would think we'll retest this 100K area again, marked in red. Okay, well, folks, we'll know because by the time you watch this video, that would have already happened. I'm making this video and usually I make it available to the public for 24 hours after my Discord gets it. Okay, let's move on and see what is really happening in the markets today. By the way, this is Poison Finance. Oh, what happened? Gee, what happened here? 20x. Well, if you watch Pablo's last video, Pablo called this before the 20x. But even after 20x, we're still only at 500,000. Only at 500,000 right now. I mean, it's less than the smallest meme coin you can name, right? So I've been having discussions with the founder. I'm not sponsored by this coin at all. I've been having discussions with the founder, with a couple of guys I trade with, and we do think there's something unique going on here. It's obviously highly risky because look, it went to kind of practically zero, but what Poison Finance does is tokenize stocks. And if you have been following the news, or if you have been following Pablo, then you do know that Robinhood is now releasing all these tokenized stocks. So is Bybit, Kraken, all these big exchanges as well. And Robinhood is in Wall Street stock broker as well. So that's something very important to keep an eye on. Okay, let's have a look at the US markets and see what is really happening. So this is what I'm saying. Every time when the report comes out, on average, between March 2024 to December 2024, initially we get something like 1.4 million jobs added to the US economy. But after just 1 month later, right, they do revisions. After the initial revision, it's only 0.6. So it's less than half. So today, for example, they said 140K jobs were added. If we were to use an average projection, something like this, we would say probably realistically only 70K jobs were added, 65K. Once we look at the job revisions next month. And okay, a couple of more things I want to show you guys. Okay, so this is what's happening with Bitcoin. Can we see? Let me just move this chart a little so folks can see better. Can we see what's going on here? This is Bitcoin and the OI change, which stands for open interest, which means the number of longs and shorts that's happening on this chart. So the blue is the Bitcoin price here, right? Stuck in this 112K to 98K range, right? But this this pink maroonish color, whatever you guys want to call it, is actually something else, is actually the open interest change. So when we see price getting high and open interest spiking high, that usually means, see here, that this is a move caused not by spot price change, but by futures price change. Spot is when people are actually buying Bitcoin. Futures is when people are going like 30x, 50x, 100x long Bitcoin. When they're either going long or short Bitcoin. And you know, if there's a big open interest change, when prices are spiking like this, then 99% of the times it's people going long. Okay, and when people go long, we get these red dots as signals. So here, for example, here it shot up, open interest change when Bitcoin moved up, right? It didn't signal a top, Bitcoin kept on going up, but here it signaled top. Here it also signaled a top. Here it signaled a top, and here it signaled a top. So out of these 5 instances, right? Well, you could even see here, it kind of signaled it was coming down. Out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances, 5 out of 6 worked. Basically, it's the same thing as when I look at folks who watch my videos a lot will know that I look a lot at the funding rates. If they are really green, then I think we're going to get a short squeeze. If they're really red, then I think we could get a pullback. It's basically the same phenomenon. And funding rates are kind of neutral right now. They're mostly black with some green and a little bit of red. So so that means that actually does mean it could go either direction, because normally when it's all green, normally in the past few weeks we've seen it's all green. So chances are, I've been saying, we squeeze up a little, right? And we squeezed up to 110K today. So basically, here's the same thing. This is when the open interest changed to a lot of longs, and when price spikes up, right, and then those longs will get squeezed. Those longs will get liquidated. And look at what's happening here. This is before the jobs numbers came out. This chart was from yesterday, 24 hours ago, before the job numbers came out, and price was already here. Today went to 110K, went up like even more here. And yesterday we were already seeing a spike in open interest, right? Open interest. So we only see one red dot. And today I would bet if we update this chart, there would be like several more red dots. When we see several more red dots like this, usually it tends to point to price either leveling off or dipping down a few K. So this time didn't work. This time it went up. So 5 out of 6 is not bad at all. As I say, this is in trading, there's always going to be risks. Nothing's 100%, but getting it 5 out of 6 times is still pretty good. Let's have a look at a few more charts on what's happening with the U.S. economy and with the markets right now. Here's another one. So this is U.S. labor force, foreign born, right? 3 months change. So people who are not born in the U.S. If you're born in the U.S., you are a U.S. citizen. That's the strange law they have in the U.S. Doesn't happen in UK, Europe, or Australia. There are only 2 countries in the world, 2 regions or countries in the world that does this. One is US and one is Hong Kong. They call that, there's a legal Latin name for it. They call it birth de soleil, as in birth by soil, birth where citizenship by soil, by where you were born. Anyways, so we can see that foreign-born workers actually dropped a lot. So Trump's immigration policy has been kicking in. We can see this is the biggest drop in the last 17 years, if we don't count COVID. So the largest drop in basically our foreign-born labor. So a lot of the foreign-born labor has basically been driven out of the U.S. by ICE, and local-born Americans, native-born Americans, jobs have been rising. And here's the thing: that's why I say it makes the U.S. jobs number look good, because a lot of the times when employers actually hire illegal migrants, they don't count those jobs. They don't report those jobs. They pretend they don't exist because they don't want to get in legal trouble for hiring illegals. But including Trump, he hires a lot of illegals because, come on, the guy's a real estate, developer. He builds houses. How do you think he builds tall skyscrapers? Who do you think works on those building sites? So when they're hiring regular U.S. citizens, because there are a lot of ICE raids, immigration raids, therefore, then those employers are much more willing to report that they are hiring, because they say we hired 100 people this month, because those are, Americans born in America, citizens. So that's why we're seeing these strong job numbers. It doesn't necessarily mean the economy is stronger. I caution against that. People could get tricked by this, and if a recession hits, everyone gets surprised. It just means the way people report, the bosses and the managers report jobs numbers has changed. The way reporting has changed. Doesn't mean the economy is stronger. So that's something to watch out for. And pretty much that's the report for today. And thank you for tuning in, folks. I'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.